Hello, everyone, and welcome to the January 2026 news episode of What's New in Cloud FinOps with myself, Franck Contrepoix, and my great friend...
Steve-O. Hi, mate. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's fun because now I am the one we've changed every year, and this is the time when it's my turn now to do the intros for news.
Indeed. Yes. And bless you, you've done all the research this month as well. Including
I've used the manual approach.
Yeah,
because
we had to do that last month, didn't we? Because it hadn't quite worked. And you noticed something that there used to be a cost management newsletter that went out from Microsoft,
Azure.
But that stopped middle of last year. And you'd found one, hadn't you? But it was for 2025. And I was so excited. I was thinking, maybe they changed the location for them. No. But no, they're not there. So yeah, we're back to manual, everybody, because we got let down by AI. And I was going to find some, didn't I, last time? And bless you, you've done that for me because I have been useless. Right, have I been too useless to sort out the noises? Here we go.
Hey, instances and compute. So the first thing is going to be EC2 Capacity Manager now includes Spot Interruption metrics. So that's quite interesting.
Nice.
Today, AWS announced new Spot Interruption metrics for Amazon EC2 Capacity Manager that allow you to better understand spot capacity across your organization. So let me see. So the Capacity Manager, it checks capacity on-demand, spot, and capacity reservation within a single location. But with this new capability, you can now track how many spot instances are running, monitor interruption count, which is cool, and calculate interruption rates across region, availability zone, and account. This enables you to make data-driven decisions about your spot instance strategy.
Yeah.
More data for you.
Yeah, but it's an interesting point, right? We're seeing data centers hitting capacity, and that really impacts spot. So being able to choose your best instances for spot reclamation. The problem is you're all going to be doing it at the same time, and so you'll all move to the thing that gives you a better one, and it will all disappear again. Real issue with capacity at the moment. People are beginning to talk about it if they're feeling it. There's difficulty getting additional resources at all, and spot is really where people were selling the headroom of their data centers, and that has all but gone, largely due to our dear friend AI.
Yes, but that's a very good point. So you are seeing Spot becoming more constrained at the moment.
I'm seeing on demand being more constrained. People are struggling to get new resources in, like new subscription data centers and stuff. People are having to do more capacity reservations than ever before. It's a bit like the olden days. Really, it's gone back to that, and it's because of the impact. And I think it was you that told me that due to the power draw and the cooling requirements of AI, you can only put half as many in a rack, and so suddenly capacity becomes a problem, right? At a faster rate than it was before.
Yes, no, it is back, and it is quite interesting that we're reaching capacity because you get to, as you say, it's the good old tricks in some formal way. Mm-hmm. You remember we did a consultancy quite long ago for a massive company, and they were consuming so much that they could not turn off stuff because they were not sure they would come back up, and that was in the cloud, guys. Yeah. So it was really that kind of size. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, next news for me. So the second one is going to be announcing Amazon EC2 Memory-Optimized X8i instances. So first, it only has the basic number of letters, and I love it. Okay, so it's the X family, 8th generation Intel.
And what was the last X family? Can you remember? Was it X3 or X4? What was the last X?
Oh yeah, something like this.
X2?
Possibly. I have that on. If you go to aws.frankcontrepoix.com, I'm pretty sure I have all the families, but I don't remember now. I'll do the search. But so this is the next generation memory optimized instances with custom Intel Xeon 6 processor available only on AWS. Is that a good or bad thing? I don't know. But if you want to feel particular and just for you, those Intel Xeon are just for you. Yeah. They are SAP certified, delivered the highest performance and fastest memory bandwidth among comparable Intel processors in the cloud. They deliver up to 43% higher performance, 1.5 more memory capability, up to 6 terabyte and 3.4 more memory bandwidth compared to previous generation X2i, as you correctly say. So they are designed for memory-intensive workload like SAP HANA, large databases, data analytics, and yupida.
Yeah, and so this is part of their aim to pull everything to the same generation. So X has jumped from X2 to X8. T, we haven't seen coming from T4 yet, have we? So
no, T4 exists. It's
yeah,
T5,
but we haven't seen T5, and there's no T8G or anything yet. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of the T's because they're putting other flexes in, aren't they? Anyway, this is the kind of thing that only interests me and you. But yeah, don't worry, you didn't miss 7 generations. It's just jumped. It's me. I haven't read this piece. Announcing general availability of the Azure DAEA-FAS V7 series. No, in their defense, there's a load of slashes there. So it's the DAs, the EAs, and the FAS V7s.
Okay.
For those who know how the Azure ones work, V7 means it's the 7th generation of chip. So it's like your 8 and the other one. And these are built on the AMD based virtual machines powered with the 5th generation EPYC Turing processors. So general purpose DAS V7 and DALS V7, then memory optimized EAS V7 and compute optimized FAS V7 or FALVS or FAMVS. I struggle with that one not to read FAMS series, and they're available with or without local disks. 35% better compute performance and price performance compared to the V6s. Workload specific gain are significantly up to 25% for Java applications, up to 65% for in-memory cache applications, and up to 80% for crypto workloads, up to 130% for web server applications, just to name a few. Reducing so what's this? You can now choose constrained core VM sizes, reducing the vCPU total by 50% or 75% while maintaining the resources. So they're giving you more flexibility as well. Remote storage performance up 20% and 50% greater throughput. The performance offers 55% higher throughput. What's all this? I'm just trying to see if they haven't separated out the price performance from the CPU performance. So I think they're saying 35% better price performance, which might suggest that they are in line price-wise. As you've got loads of news today, and I haven't, I will go and look this up and work it out. Last time, I believe there was a 6.25% increase between generations for the AMDs. We'll see if that holds.
Well, there is huge amount of pressure for memory at the moment.
Yeah.
Memory went through the roof. And by the way, just for listeners, some interesting things is that as everyone is moving to create memory, ultra fast memory for AI, they need to stop doing the good old in some form or way. They're not investing as much in the good old memory, but at the same time, it turns out so there is both are constrained. Both the AI and the non-AI memories are constrained, which means that at the moment there is a massive increase in price of memory, which will be touching us all. So yeah, I think even Nintendo Switches are supposed to increase the price soon. So
really, have you got a 2?
Bad.
Have you got a Switch 2 yet?
Yes, I have my kids spending absolutely all his money from birthday and Christmas to get one. Yes.
I love my Switch 2. Yeah, great machine.
Loving it too. Music Maestro, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And we have data, DB, and AI. So the first one I've put in some orangey color because it's Amazon Bedrock Reserve tier, available now for Cloud Opus 4.5 IQ. I was not sure if it was in DB and AI, but we have AI, but where would that fit? I don't know. But the announcement is that today, Amazon Bedrock announces the expansion of reserved service tier designed for workloads requiring predictable performance and guaranteed token per minute capacity. So this is not dropping your prices. This is probably costing you more, but this is guaranteeing you quality of service. Okay, so this is the kind of SLA that normally you don't see. AWS SLAs are just uptime, and in this case, they're telling you, hey, if you pay, we can reserve things. But if you are using Cloud Opus 4.5 or Cloud IQ 4.5, then you can reserve capacity for 1 month or 3 months duration Customer pay a fixed price per 1,000 token per minute and are billed monthly. So that was the next we have, that's more database. It's Amazon EMR serverless adds support for job run level cost allocation. So Amazon EMR serverless now supports job run level cost allocation that provides better visibility into charges for individual job run by allowing you to configure granular billing attribution at the individual job run level. You can get granular cost visibility by filtering and tracking costs in AWS Cost Explorer and Cost and Usage Report by specifying job run ID and cost allocation tags associated with the job run. So that's cool. It is only for EMR serverless. And overall, again, it gives you more data, and attribution is something big. The FinOps Foundation presented their data report, the state of FinOps, and there was still attribution of cost is one of the big things, which we have here.
Do you want my updated
yes,
news?
Go.
So for on-demand, exactly the same price, which is interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
For 1 year savings plan, exactly the same price. For 3 year savings plan, exactly the same price. For Spot, the V7 is ever so slightly cheaper.
Yeah, but does that change over time, the Spot price, or not?
Well, it's good question. I'm trying to think with how Azure changed it. So AWS's price being fixed. So I know with AWS price, Spot's now like 60% generally. It's 81% and 80% in this case. So it may change. But I think basically what we can, and like I say, it's a tiny difference. 0.7 of a dollar, so 75 cents per month difference on Spot. But it does show that this actually might be a move worth doing because as long as there's capacity there, and this might even demonstrate some of their capacity drive to get people onto new instances because they're better for them again, that it's actually the same price for better performance. So, possibly worth doing, which is what happened between 5 and 6, was it, in AWS? And then 6 to 7 went up. Yes. So, yeah, there we go. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Do I need to press anything again? Yeah, you've done EMR.
Yes.
There we go.
We're talking about visibility, billing conductor tags, cost categories, and the news I've just talked about. So the one was Amazon EMR serverless. It was also in that category, so now it's removed. But yes, it fits both. It's also about visibility. Next is we have enhanced transaction view now available in AWS Billing Console. So AWS announces significant improvements to the transaction view in the AWS Billing and Cost Management Console payment page, delivering faster performance, simplified payment reconciliation, and improved data accuracy. The enhanced view provides customers with a unified interface to manage all their financial transactions, improving visibility and reducing the time spent on payment tracking. So what is it? It's a page loads in milliseconds instead of minutes. Even customers with tens of thousands of transactions can now access the complete transaction history without timeout. So they've changed the database underneath, and they finally solved, and they've put the right indexes in the right place, so queries now work fine. That's roughly what we're talking about in here, but it's a feature.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Do you want me to do the next one?
Yes, go.
Yeah, AWS Data Exports adds granular operation visibility for Amazon Bedrock model usage. So the Data Exports now enables the clients or customers to distinguish between Amazon Bedrock operation types in their cost reports for enhanced cost analysis and optimization. This is available in the cost and usage Curve and the Curve 2.0 and data exports for Focus, and it's particularly valuable for FinOps teams, cost optimization professionals, and organizations using Amazon Bedrock with the required detailed billing analysis. So this is just a short list of the examples. I don't know if it's much bigger. I'd have to go into detail, but you can now see types such as invoke model inference and invoke model streaming inference in their cost reports, replacing the generic usage labels. These granular operation types appear in the line _item_operation column in the legacy Curve and Curve 2.0, and the X_operation column in the Focus reports, and in the AWS Cost Explorer API dimension values. So this visibility now extends to all foundational models on Bedrock. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, no, that's really good. If we can separate, because that's one of the big questions. If you can start separating training from inference, it's massive. And I'm building a workshop at the moment. Part of the thinking is we need to understand what is day to day, what is controlled training, and what is totally uncontrolled or customer specific or usage specific, which is inference. Cool. Next one is, I added that. It was EC2 capacity. I've put lots of duplicates in this. And so, yes, that's the Spot one. So we have that already, which is also, it's music. Great. And it's yours.
Oh, yes, here we go. Commitments. The GCP CUD recommendation supports more machine types. So as people might remember, they've done more and more around how the committed use discounts, CUDs in GCP, recommendations work, and they released, was it last year, kind of all sorts of different models and scenario planning. So these now recommendations for core and RAM now support additional machine types. For a complete list, you can see it here. The problem is on that complete list, I can't see which ones are new, but I will quickly rip through them. So A2, A3, Mega and A3 Normal, A3 Ultra, C2, C2D, H3, H4D, C3, C3D, C4, C4A, C4D, E2, N1, N2, N2D, N4, N4D, T2D, G2, G4, M1, M2, M3, M4, X4, and Z3. Right, there we go. How wonderful. So if you're on one of those and you couldn't do the recommendation support before, now you can. You can access these recommendations using the FinOps Hub user interface, programmatically using the Recommender API, or whenever you export your recommendations into BigQuery.
And when you were showing all the lists, it reminded me, I think it was at the beginning, Google just had one type of instances. And that was N1s, and that was it. And it was so cool.
N1s. And well, the beauty was you could do custom machine types, right?
Yeah.
So you could make it whatever size you wanted. And can you remember sustained use discounts, which still exist, but you used to get a 30% discount.
Yes.
And then like for the CUDs, it used to be like 43% discounts, and no one bought them because it was like, I'll take the Flex with a 30% discount.
Absolutely.
They were cool. They really tried to buy the market in an interesting way. I moved a lot of people to GCP back in the day. Anyway, next one.
Here we go. That's FinOps for you. And we're going to talk about, where is it? It is AWS announced flexible cost allocation in GovCloud US. So AWS Network Firewall now supports flexible cost allocation through AWS Transit Gateway native attachments in AWS GovCloud. If you understood that sentence, I did not, you probably are happy. You're probably happy. But it enables you to automatically distribute data processing costs across different AWS accounts. So customer can create metering policies to apply data processing charges based on the organization chargeback requirement instead of consolidating all expense in the firewall on the account.
This came out for everywhere else a while ago.
Yep.
And it's almost a bit like what Pelham Mastery guys are doing, when it's actually tracking the routes through, in this case, it's through Transit Gateway. But now it's obviously available on GovCloud. I guess there's probably additional kind of, because it will be doing it through, I don't want to say packet sniffing or something like that, but tracking the data.
So it probably required lots of checks and balance before being else. Remember when, So, go. I think it's yours. GCP.
Trying to multitask. GCP again. GCP folder level and organizational level support for the quota adjuster feature is available in preview through the Cloud Quotas API and the G Cloud Quotas Beta CLI, Terraform, and Client Cloud libraries. For more information, see the documentation here and enable the adjuster. Let me just tell you what the adjuster feature is, which is a different piece. The quota adjuster observes your resource consumption and proactively submits quota adjustment requests on your behalf. Monitoring your resource use and submitting quota adjustment requests proactively prevents outages caused by reaching your quota value. So if you have a sudden spike that you've never had before, hey, that's still going to hit. But when you are just gradually going up and then suddenly hit, that should stop with Quota Adjuster. I'm trying to think when it came out because we probably didn't talk about it at the time because I don't think it's been around a little while since like C2s or something. But so that is quite cool, and it is now
Yeah.
Available at the organizational level and the folder level. So I think maybe it's project level before. I think
possibly. What I found interesting also is this is double-edged sword based on what you just said. On one side,
you can't. Yeah, death by it'd be a slow raise and burn
exactly
that you have no hard protection on. Yeah,
exactly.
There is that
and
as
on
well.
And on the other side, so from the FinOps perspective,
it's a bit of a risk.
It is something you need to pay attention and making sure that you are not having what Steve was saying, the death by 1,000 cuts. On the other side, from the operational perspective, you can see this is an operational improvement and it simplifies your development. So when you're doing stuff, you're not blocked by quotas, which can be quite frustrating.
Yeah, you're not wrong, pal. Not wrong. I just heard a sound, which wasn't the sound I was meant to be making. I think I've broken it. Have I broken everything? Is everything okay? Possibly. Oh, we'll survive. But I think I need to press a noise. Oh, and it's me again. GCP, we have corrected the issue resulting in incomplete Cloud Run emissions data for November and December 2025. Customers who use Cloud Run during this period can now access the corrected data. Action is required to see the corrected data in the Cloud Run emissions data. Schedule a manual data backfill for November and December 2025. There is about half a month lag of our data release. For example, to backfill November and December data, run the backfill for December the 15th and January the 15th, which will update the data for November and December in your BigQuery table.
So logic.
Well, absolutely. I mean, but comparatively, that is a relatively short lag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there we go. It's interesting. I think they do feel like they take it a bit more seriously than most. But obviously, AWS made a lot of changes to theirs recently. Mark's going to come on, isn't he? We haven't arranged the date. He said he's going to try not to swear too much. I love the man. He's just brilliant.
That's amazing.
And yeah, to tell us a bit more about where they are up to and what is real and this data. I was in Miami with him at the TBM conference talking about sustainability, as you do, and we both said that we were going through the data and we couldn't work out where some of it was coming from. He's so on top of this stuff. He's an absolute hero. So Mark Butcher will be joining us. He's agreed. We just haven't arranged it yet. And the final one?
The final one is just miscellaneous. I didn't know where to put that. And it's Amazon GameLift servers now support automatic scaling to and from 0 instances. And that 0 is important because it tells you that you can almost not pay still for a serverless thing. There was a controversy ages ago about OpenSearch that could not scale down to 0. And so you would always pay something. I think someone was saying, my love for you is like the auto-scaling of OpenSearch. It will never go to 0.
And it's very expensive.
Yes. But yeah, Amazon GameLift servers now enable automatic scaling to and from 0 instances, addressing a critical cost optimization challenge for game developers. Previously, developers had to maintain running instances even during periods of low or no activity in order for fleet auto-scaling to remain active. This resulted in unnecessary infrastructure costs during peak hours. With automating scaling to and from 0 instance, game developers using Amazon GameLift servers can optimize their multiplayer gaming infrastructure costs while maintaining responsive performance. Is that related to the fact that they are happy to give away instances now? Possible. We might see lots of things going to 0 or dropping consumption, incentivizing people to drop using their stuff so they have hardware available for them. That's an interesting one.
You may well be right. We'll see. Yes. Well, there we go. We are much better when there's less news, I think. I think we were very interesting today.
Yes. It's much interesting. It's, even for us, when you see the list and you have 50 things, you're like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, you just think, how am I ever going to get through? And just remembering what you'd thought about that you wanted to talk about on all of them is a lot. Anyway, there we go. Nice short episode for everyone. You know when you have that sudden panic, you didn't press record, but we did. 25 minutes. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we will speak to you all soon.
Bye-bye.